Alright, don't mind the mess here. We are back with another Vino Create in the lab. I think I like that. I like that. Vino Create in the lab. This video is just going to be going over what is a brand and the process of building. Like, what is a brand and how do you build your brand as a photographer, and what I have currently, so that you can actually what I have currently, in the hopes of giving what I have currently to actually be able to help you build the brand that you're trying to build as a photographer. That's what this video is going to be about. So brand is the process of building a distinct identity for a business for a target audience. So it's a business. A brand is just a business identity, but you have to understand, as a photographer, you have to understand the difference between branding and a brand, right? Branding or brand is branding or brand is, what is brand? Brand is personal identity or business identity, right? It's the identity of you put a logo on. As a photographer, you have a logo so that your business stands out. That is your brand. But that your brand needs to be, you need to be branding also, instead of just your brand. Like, instead of just having your brand, you need to be branding as well, if that makes any sense. Basically, this book says thoughts, right? Like, let's say that this was a brand of a book, which is thoughts, which is not the brand of the book, but Crown Jewels, right? If I may, Crown Jewels. That's the name of the brand. Now, if me as a photographer, I took a picture of this, I took a bunch of pictures of this book, which I might do just to give you an example of what it is that I mean. If I took a couple pictures of this book, and I said that I own Crown Jewels, then I would have to, or no, I said, let's say my name, the brand of my photography was Crown Jewels, and this is my book, this is my photography book, right? And this is Crown Jewels, my photography book. And so then I keep going on and telling you about Crown Jewels this, Crown Jewels that. I love, me as a photographer, I love taking photos. Here at Crown Jewels, we do this, that, and the third. Be sure to go check out my brand, right? What I'm currently doing is branding, right? That's what I'm currently doing. And I'm also, as a photographer, I'm also marketing, because not only do you see that this is my brand, but I'm also speaking to you, and I'm potentially speaking to other customers out there, or clients, customers, licensees, who, if I may, are potential leads. So that's the difference. Like, brand, that's what I was getting at. I'm still in the lab. Brand is just the logo. Branding is talking about it and giving it a purpose and giving it identity, right? So yeah, instead of it, obviously my brand is Vino Create. So instead of it being Crown Jewels, it would say Vino Create, right? And so I would be saying, I don't really know how to, it's a lot, but once you get the hang of it, it's like, man, it's really simple. Stand out from competitors that sell similar products and services associated with an overall experience a person has with the business. So that's what brand is. So we were just speaking about the process of building a distinct identity for a business, for a target audience. The process of building a distinct identity for a business, for a target audience. Yeah. So as a photographer, let's say this was my photo book. let's say there are a bunch of photos in here. I'm not going to show you because I want you to be able to actually be able to imagine that there are a lot of different photos in here. So let's say this is my photo book, and I said, hey, I just dropped a new magazine. It's called Thoughts, and it's for sale on my website. Go check that out. That's branding. And Thoughts and Crown Jewels. Thoughts and Crown Jewels is the brand. Right? So that's that. Brand also helps you stand out from competitors that sell similar products or services associated with an overall experience a person has with the business. And that's also why if you go back to, if you go back to one of those older videos or whatever, if you go back to one of those older videos and you see that I was talking about how as a photographer we should focus on the back end of getting paid instead of the front end, then you'll know that my brand, I'm doing more branding. My way of marketing is doing more branding than pretty much any other way, or that's at least what I think, because that I don't know of a better way to stand out from other photographers than to say that you're offering free photography services, because then everybody's going to be looking at you, saying, hey, do you want to go shoot this for me? This other person was trying to charge me $500 up front, and I don't even know if they're going to give me the photos that I want. Do you mind shooting for me for free? And then you say, yeah, but the photos are not, my products are not included. And so by doing that, by speaking in that manner of marketing, your brand stands out from all your competitors. Even the people who aren't charging anything at all for photos, for photography services or products. Because when you charge on the back end, you at least know your value somewhere in there, which is the better end of it, if you ask me. Branding is the process of building business identity. Yeah, so that's a kind of a loop thing, but yeah. So what we're going to do is tagline. A brand should also have a tagline, which mine is, if I may, don't charge for services. And then you got researching, developing, applying distinctive features to business so markets can recognize your business identity. If you stay with me, if you are agreeing with what I have to say, and you are staying down on what it is that I have to say, I don't even think that there will have to be much research that you're gonna have to do, because I'm giving you the whole blueprint to it. Don't charge for services. Charge for products. When you don't charge for services, you can take as many photos as you want, and then however many photos you got is however many photos you get to sell. So you have your collection of photos. You're becoming a photo salesman from your collection of photos, instead of you trying to put up a banner saying shop with me. You know what I mean? It's a different thing. I think it's a different perspective. So markets can recognize your business identity. And so yeah, there's not much research that you're gonna have to do unless you just want to do it for fun, because I actually like researching and doing all that stuff for fun. Like being in the lab, it's fun for me. I don't know, I'm looking for the answers, but it's fun for me. Branding is in social media captions. I don't think it can be, but it doesn't have to be, because you can put it anywhere. So, requires getting in touch with the heart of your business and customer story. That's what branding is, or that's what brand is. The brand requires getting in touch with the heart of your business and customer story. Yeah, and I think that it's a little hard to do that. I think it's much harder to do that. It's much harder to do that when you don't know when you don't really understand the value and love of your craft. Marketing is strategies and tactics to support identity. That's not for branding. That's for marketing. We're gonna leave that one be. The story about why your company exists is branding. Like for me, the reason why my photography, the reason why my photography stuff exists, the reason why my photography stuff exists is because I've always liked having a phone and taking photos. Like I've always liked the quality of the camera, and you know, I've always liked the quality of a camera. So I grew a like for megapixels, and I grew a like for megapixels and all that stuff. And then 2018, I decided to get a camera, or my mom got me a camera for my birthday or something like that as a gift. And ever since then, I've been taking photos. Like that's pretty much my story. That's the story of my business. That's the story of my. I don't really have a story of my business yet because I haven't been taking photos long enough to be able to actually do that. But that's the story of why I take photos. That's the story of my business. The story about why your company exists. Pay attention to how target markets feel about your company. What I meant to say is pay attention to how target markets feel about your brand. Pay attention to how they move around you and all that, because you're going to want to focus on that. It's important to see how people move, how people act in your presence, in the presence of your brand, in the presence of your personal brand, in the presence of your business, or any of that. Being a photography influencer as a part of my brand, that's my goal. Me specifically, as a influencer or as a photographer, I want to be a photography influencer. I want to be a photography influencer, and I want to help other people who might want to be a photography influencer, because it's not hard. It's not easy, but it's not complicated. You see, like 100 push-ups is not complicated, but it's not easy. Then it's kind of what I'm getting at. Okay. Yeah, like you can do 100 push-ups. It's the same technique. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's easy, or it's not complicated, but it's not easy. That's what I'm getting at. 82% of consumers buy from brands with a mission or a purpose. And so you're more likely to, first of all, that should say customers. 82%, yes, I know. 82% of customers buy from brands with a mission or a purpose. But as a photographer, you have two different things that you can focus on. You can focus on being a consumer, or you can focus on being a customer, or you can focus on targeting consumers and targeting customers. Right? I don't know how to put that, but I'm still in the lab. I'm still cooking up. Still working. We focus on consumers and customers. Consumers are the people that are on social media, are the people that's on the internet looking at your brand. And you should be putting out as much content as you possibly can. Those are the consumers. The customers are the people who actually want to buy your photos, buy your services, buy your packages, buy your NFTs, and all that stuff. Those are your customers. And you have more than that, actually. You actually have customers, consumers, clients, licensees. The list can, I don't think that the list can too much go on past that point, but yeah, you have customers, clients, consumers, licensees, and then like just connections, I guess you could say. We have a lot. Okay. 82% of consumers, that's that, helps, or 82% of 82% of customers helps. 82% of, okay, we'll go past that point. Brand helps customers remember business, which is kind of obvious, right? Like you're going to want to 82% or no. Brand helps customers remember business. And so doesn't that kind of go back to what I was saying though? Which is me saying what was I saying? Marketing, branding as a photographer. Don't charge for your services, charge for your products. When you don't charge for your services, you can take a lot more photos and you get to put your stuff out there. Yeah. Yeah. So it basically focus on your photos, make content around those photos, and make content around those photos, and I don't know. I forgot what I was getting at. Focus on your photos, make content around the photos, and make as much content. Take as many photos so that you can make as much content. That's what it is. It's two different sections. So take as many photos as you possibly can. When you do that, you can make as much content as you possibly can. When you do that, you're putting your brand and your marketing out there. And then that helps people remember your brand, which in turn, your brand is you and your business. So that helps them remember all of it. If they can remember that image, they can remember that logo, if they can remember your face, if they can remember any of that, then you are doing good. Then you are doing what you need to be doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're putting in the work. Okay. Strong branding could attract strong relations. Strong branding could attract strong relations. Yeah, right? The more you put your video content out there, oh, you can't see me. The more you put your video content out there, the more people are gonna get to know you. And it's probably gonna be one of the most tedious of things that we do as a photographer, but I think that it doesn't have to be boring. It could be fun if you want it to be fun. So don't say so. Business identity, okay. Business identity is partially what people think about your product, services, activities, and mission, right? And that goes right along with what I'm saying. I can't really prove that until I actually make enough videos about it, so I'm gonna actually go through and explain it. As a business, 75% controlled, planned out. Mission as a business. Oh, my business is 75% controlled and planned out. All right, that's it for this video. I think I'm gonna leave it be. That's the plan with branding. That's the goal. That's how I'm gonna explain that to you. So, what I was going to say is, stay tuned for the next video. I'm not sure about what it is that I'm going to be speaking about, but we're on a goal to help photographers get paid. Vino Crit. See y'all in the next one.